grab a cup, settle in. We're going to go from this to this. This lipstick might be a new favorite. Just say inhale. Okay, just to kick it off, because she's been doing lots of breath work in the morning, and by breath work, it's like very simple breathing. We're going to inhale for 5 if you want to with me. Through the nose and out through the nose for 5. Sometimes if you go longer with your exhale, you calm down even faster. I have a whole pile of beauty in front of me. Links to everything that I talk about will be below. I want to say we're on Get Ready With Me number 6, possibly number 7. I've lost count and it's only 1 week in. And I almost did not sit down and do it today. It's been happening a lot because I'm like, why did you say you were going to do this for 45 days? But it's kind of like when you know you need to walk on the treadmill and you're not doing it. What I end up doing is I put on the sneakers, I go downstairs, I stand on the treadmill. This is the Say slip tip. And I tell myself, all you have to do is stand here. All you have to do is stand here. And then inevitably, I turn the treadmill on, and about 30 minutes later, I have done my little walking session. So I don't know what kind of psychology foolery that is, but it works. I think I learned that from one of my close friends. Her name is Stacy. She's brilliant. Life coach, tarot card reader, yogi, just like a brilliant entrepreneur in general. So shout out to Stacy for her wisdom. I have always loved the Say slip tint. I really have for a very long time. I've usually gotten this in shade 4, 4.5. This is shade 3. I have to say there's a very stark difference in the tint. This is a little paler for me. You still get a little bit of coverage. You definitely get the Say glow. I like 4 better than 3. I like 4.5. 4.5. Those are my happy places. Or else I would just use their sun visor, which is barely tinted. It has like maybe a glowy, slightly crystally pink hue. But yeah, I still love it. I still use it. Sometimes the pump is a hot mess. Enough. Today I wanted to do tinted moisturizer and powder. I'm a little bit rosier than I want to be in certain areas, although it did a pretty good job. So I'm going to use the Ilia complexion stick. This is the one where I don't need to put a drop of oil on it for my skin, which is combination skin, and it melts right in. You really don't need a lot. It's a very light-handed option. Sometimes I'll take this and I'll just go over the top of my eye to quickly even out without having to use concealer. Kind of another perk of this product. I don't use it as a true concealer. I need something a little bit heavier duty under the eye, but you can do it on top of the eye and it evens out that canvas. I have like very translucent skin there, so I like to have an even canvas. Love it. Still love it. Use it all the time. Has silicones. Kind of a bummer with the plastic situation. There you go. Speaking of concealer, I have the Sarah Creel concealer here, the Face Flex. This has just gone from kind of liking it, I was a little tough on it, to putting it in heavy rotation. And, you know, I use it now and then. It is on the smoother, silkier side. So with the weather as it is, sometimes that goes against me, particularly under the eye. This is the brush from Sarah Creel. This is like a kitten foot. So I didn't realize I had this. So I was like, we should use this. I always put it onto the back of my hand, especially for concealer. Prime the brush. I don't want a lot of product on the brush. And then we will press it in. There's a BK Beauty version of this that went viral on TikTok. Ooh, that phrase. I don't like it. But it did. It did get very popular on TikTok. And I don't actually like that brush. I like a lot of BK Beauty brushes. Not that one. Go figure. I think it's a little bit too big for under my eye. Yeah, I don't think I like the kitten paw foot, whatever this is. So that's kind of where I put the concealer, which is why this one just seems to press right in. Yeah, I like that one better. There you go. Another review. But the kitten foot or the kitten, whatever, the other one from Sarah Creel, that could be good for other areas on the face. It's like a little baby mini concealer / foundation brush. I'm just taking even more of this, pressing it onto the lid. I think we forget, like once you've used it once on the back of your hand, you think, okay, I'm done. There's still product there and it's so perfect for the thinnest, cleanest application for a nice finish on the eye area, especially for mature skin types. There you go. How are you? How are you doing? What is new in your world? We are back. Yesterday, I wore the Kosas Cosmetics. I wore the Kosas Translucent Setting and Blurring Powder. This is the Cloud Set Transparent Powder, or Cloud Set Loose Powder rather. And it was really good at first. And then I went to the barbecue and I was outside for a little bit. I stayed mostly inside. That's my MO, especially here. But it did get glowy. It didn't really give that strong matte, like keeping the oil away set. So that first impression, I liked it because life came through. But if you're looking for intense setting that's going to keep the shine at bay, I could have certainly put more on. So again, I'm still testing it, but I don't know if that's going to be the one. If you've tried it, let me know. Still reaching for the Gen Z while it is still kind of liquidy and fresh. The Gen Z brow gel has already started drying on me. I don't know what it is. Like, just dries quickly. And I close these containers. But that's a reminder. Just make sure you're tightly closing your containers or you're missing out on all this good product. But I've just been liking the Desert Rose for everyday color, and it sticks around. It doesn't just like evaporate off your face, which is a bonus. I mentioned powder. I'm not going to use Kosas today, but I have the Swede Miracle Powder. This is in shade 02, medium light. I talked about this before. I like it. It's a very light tinted powder, very easy to apply. I just don't really know where it falls in the makeup world. Like, is it the mattifying powder? Kinda. But it's not really strong on that front. You can see it's actually getting rid of some of the shine here. It's just a very subtle setting powder. That's what it is. If you're looking for, again, like a very strong setting powder that's going to keep things at bay, sure, this is probably when you can build up and it doesn't look powdery per se. It will eventually start looking a little bit powdery, but it's nice. I'm not like, ooh, I see a very strong need for this product in my personal routine, but that's just me. If you had, say, an untinted SPF on and you wanted a little bit of coverage with a glow coming through still, this could be a good option, the tinted setting powder, because you could kind of set that SPF if it's kind of dewy. Then you don't have to set it entirely. You still see some life coming through the skin. I don't know. I'm trying to, it just doesn't, you know what I mean? I can't figure out what box to put it in. Doesn't mean it's bad. Just don't think it's my miracle. Okay, this is the Remedy all-in-one lip treatment. Still loving it. I still can't attest as to whether or not this is going to hit the claims. We will see. But for now, I really do like it just to get things hydrated. And it's so lightweight and there's no taste. There's no scent. I know we worry about that. I worry about that. I can't stand when stuff has scent. Another great eyeliner, like if you just want a baby wing and you don't want it to budge, the Soch liner, I really, really, really want to try these in other shades. This is also a very cool shade. This is a burgundy, I believe. Yeah, it's called Lovesick and it's a burgundy color. And I go very, very, very lightly. I'm hardly pressing and it just kind of adheres to the skin. Really good if you really cannot have any tugging, pulling, things like that. I'm actually shocked that I'm able to do this through the viewfinder. I feel like I'm graduating to something here. I can't believe I did that through the viewfinder. So cool. It's also very forgiving. It goes on where you're gliding. I just do small strokes so you can kind of perfect it as you go. Just seems to work. And you can kind of push it into the lash line if you want a little bit more definition around the eyes, or if you just want to use your mascara, you can do that too. Speaking of, I'm bringing the cloud in today again. Really like it. I also like the lash lift from Swede. I don't know why my voice got like that. That was really weird. What is happening? But my rapid fire review of this, I think I have a full one back on the site. Is it good? I like. That's the condensed version. Scorecard dives into the details, which is usually a little bit more helpful than me saying it good. Or maybe you like that kind of thing. I don't know. And we're awake. We're seeing things. This is also me getting ready for brunch, which I didn't mention at the beginning, but I like to squeeze in a little morning filming session. You know, really get the juices flowing. That sounds weird. All right, Tower 28. This is Sculptino in Getty. I have used this in the shade Broad. This is definitely a darker shade. It's a contour. Do I contour? I guess I do. Oh, yeah. It's a little warmer, very subtle. Usually the contour shades are cool, right? They're cooler toned. This is a little warmer. I think I actually like Broad better. Although this would be an option for a bronzer from them, a cream bronzer that has no shimmer. Their other bronzer that I'm going to apply on top of this, I suppose I don't really need at this point, but like, who cares? That has a shimmer, little bit of a shimmy. I will say I'm barely pressing this into the formula and I'm pressing it into the skin, but up here I was just kind of lightly buffing. It blends very well, very forgiving. Again, you're not seeing a lot of patchiness with this, right? You've seen me apply a cream bronzer before, and then I'm like, give it a second, I'll blend. I'm not having to do that here at all. Granted, this is a contour. Here we go, Bronzino in West Coast. I like this. I just never use it. I don't know why. I don't know why. Some people go through these like crazy. This is the bronzer for them. People that I've talked to, creators that I've seen, or maybe it used to be more of a go-to for them. It's hard. There's so many new products coming on the market. But this is a nice like shimmer highlight. See how it gave like that lift and shimmer? If you want it, you gotta want it. You gotta want it. You gotta really want it. Normally I would do the contour here, but we're just gonna do the bronzer. I'm actually really liking the combination. And I'm actually wondering why I'm not using this more because I really like it. And I'm going to use it for my eyeshadow on top of Desert Rose. Always do this. Sometimes the warm bronze shade, I don't know if it's because I have brown eyes or the shape of my eyes or whatever. Sometimes I'll start with a color on my eyelids, not Desert Rose perhaps, but maybe something that's like a green or a muted gray. And the brown just warms things up. I like how that looks on my face. You know when you use a certain kind of color and you're like, that's how I feel. And that's why I'm always putting bronzers on my eyes. I have this, I rarely use this here. This is the Jones Road The Best Blush. It's so little. It's a teeny tiny little pot. And this is in shade Sandy. It's like a warm, but also cool, dusty, rosy kind of shade. I've never been overwhelmed by this. I like it. I don't know if I'm writing home about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But if you're looking for a blush, pressed is much easier to apply. You can control it a little bit better. This is going to give you a flush that's more natural looking if you're not wanting kind of that strong payoff. Also, I love a pressed blush in the summertime, again, with the heat and all the rest of it. It's just an added way to add a flush, but not extra shine. And then we are going to do the lip, and I'm going to talk to you about my 3 things. So 3 things that are going right. I'm wrapping everything up with that. Oh God, this is gorgeous. Okay, this is from Rose Inc. Yes, they are still around. They're just, I don't know what the future of that company is, but I did speak to them and they sent me some product. Anyway, this is in Demure, and I remember liking their lipstick. That's a very pretty pink. It is Demure. Uh-oh, I really like this pink. It's not heavy. It's very silky. First impression, obviously. Has a little bit of a vanilla scent, not that old school lipstick scent, but I totally distracted myself from my 3 things. I really, really like this color. It's like an everyday lipstick that feels like a balm. That's what I'm getting. It's a lot of plastic, but they do have refills available. You gotta really love something to get the refills over and over. So one thing that's going right. Yesterday, I mentioned I was going to a barbecue, July 4th. Wasn't in the most celebratory mood for July 4th. Well, what's going right is I carted my butt to this thing 20 minutes away, not that far. I loved it. And I had my annual hot dog. That's like Jennifer Coolidge, classic quote. And I met some really interesting people, very kind people. So that went right yesterday. This morning, I was able to call one of my friends and just kind of emote. I have no filter with her. I have no facade. There's no performance. And I'm really, really lucky to have people in my life that I can just be like, yeah, this is how I feel. And there's no judgment. If you have a friend like that, even if it's just one friend, it is gold. It is so important for humans to have somebody like that. And then the third thing that's going right is I made really good coffee this morning. Doesn't always have to be fancy pantsy. I just made really good coffee and I'm pretty excited. So those are my little 3 things. I almost sounded like I was going to say My Little Pony. Remember My Little Pony? Oof, the coffee's kicking in. Share what's going right in your life if you have something that you can dig in and find and talk about. It really does help with energy. I do have the Crown Affair dry shampoo. My hair is, it's on like day 2, I think. I usually can't go 3 days. I wish I could, but she can't. So I wanted to try their dry shampoo. I asked them about the fragrance. They were wishy-washy, so that's automatically a bit of a deal breaker for me, but I have it, so I want to try it. And it's been one of those things that you see all over social. So I'm like, is it that good? This is very soft. This little, whew. All right, then we have this container. They do have refills available. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, taking the seal off, and then you have this whole thing. So I'm just gonna shake it out in here, apply it, and whoa, it's very fragranced. It's fresh. It's like a fresh, clean fragrance. She's got a scent, and I'd like to know what's inside. Thank you. I'm gonna double check. Maybe they have responded. Whoa, there's a lot of scent. Of course, I did just shake a ton of it up. It's getting everywhere. So let's see. Put it in the oily spots. You just kind of brush it in. I am not seeing any white, which is great because if you color your hair, you don't want to put white into it and you're brunette like moi. The other thing is I'm not mad at the scent if it's fully transparent. In California, when I would go outside and come inside, my hair wouldn't reek of just kind of like dirty, earthy, grassy scents. But here, it's just a different environment. Sorry, Nashville. But when I come inside here versus California, it's a very different scenario. And if you have high porosity hair, you know your hair will absorb all the scents. So having something like this with a scent, I think could be an advantage, but we'll see. And then I think you just kind of rub it in. Kind of nice. You know what I will do? Here, this. I didn't put any there, but just do this very gently because you don't want to cause breakage. There's a whole school of thought about doing this massager on a dry scalp. I just love doing this, and I will often use this before I film because it makes my hair look like there's volume. It's not teasing it. It's not knotting it. I think you have to have a certain type of hair to be able to do this. I feel like my hair certainly looks better. Is it because of the brushing, or is it because of the powder, or is it because of both? I don't know, but I like the powder. I just need to know what the fragrance is made of. So I'm going to circle back with the brand and see what they say, and I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, I think this might prevent the dreaded oily strands. Here's the final look. Standing out the most to me right now is this lipstick. I am loving this lipstick. Let me know what you think. I feel like everything's very pink lately over here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were able to find some calm amidst the chaos and play with makeup. I will see you right back here real soon. Until then,